So I've been involved with Birds of Paradise for probably the best part of 15 years. First of all, through when I was working for the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, running what is now their short courses department, and I had work to establish kind of widening access programmes within the School of Drama, so worked closely with Birds of Paradise on how we could support people who were disabled thinking about attending the School of Drama. And then quite quickly, Morven Gregor, who was artistic director at the time, said, would you like to come onto the board? And I think within a matter of months it was, would you like to chair? So it kind of was quite a quick succession from that. And then I spent 8 years as chair of Birds of Paradise and just, yeah, loved it. I think at the point I arrived at the Conservatoire, there was a moment within the whole academy in terms of really thinking about the profile of people who think professional arts education is for them and who are either excluded or self-excluded and what's behind that. And it certainly chimes with my own kind of values and principles. I suppose something I've reflected a lot on during my professional career is a really kind of formative experience like we had as a family, where we did a respite care for a boy who had cerebral palsy. So about one weekend every month, he would come from Friday to Sunday, and from when I was about age 8 or 9 to about 15, 16. And I hadn't quite realised until I was older just how much that had shaped me in terms of, I suppose, principles and beliefs about life, really. So yeah, there was a kind of moment of arriving at the Conservatoire, things starting to change there, a kind of inherent kind of passion and belief that I had, and then meeting the team at Birds of Paradise at the time, that all just kind of came together in one moment, and the relationship developed from there. There was a really great bunch of people on the board, there was a bunch of people working for the company sort of full time, and then freelancers that came in. So you were always having to learn and adapt and challenge as well, like offer kind of supportive criticism of what the company was trying to do and where it was trying to get to. And I was thinking about it on the way here. I suppose the journey, at that point, it felt very much about kind of working at a very grassroots agenda and trying to change who was engaging with the company and the kind of access points for disabled young people, and kind of how to partner with organisations like the Conservatoire to provide the progression routes in terms of training. And what's really shifted in the time I've known the company is then the kind of professional output from the company. It's just got stronger and stronger. So you've got these two dynamics now, the kind of politics, small p dynamic with the art making dynamic, and the two really have kind of fused in a kind of ever stronger way. They shine a light on how we form relationships, how we believe in change more widely. And so, yes, Birds of Paradise is about disability inclusion and making a change there, but it actually asks us to question kind of broader set of principles and values in our lives, and particularly in the theatre and performing arts industry. Who is included? Who are we making work for? Who's that work reaching? So yeah, I think it's really critical, and I think the step change has been as the work has got better and better, because it can access more and more people in doing that. More and more people are kind of interested, and kind of their attention is piqued because of the work, and then they get into a conversation that's about the change in society that needs to happen. Something actually the current chair, Miles Harrison, introduced me a long time ago to is the expression of a critical friend. That actually what you want in a board is critical friends, that people who are absolutely championing for the company and where it's heading, but there are sometimes the way they need to do that is asking the slightly tough, challenging questions. So I think that was part of the dynamic, that it was an evolving conversation full of tough but supportive questions. One of the things that needs, for me, a step change that needs to happen is how we can get touring product that's not from the inclusion-based companies more consistently inclusive. And I think part of the reason it slips there, because I don't think it's a deliberate choice, but I think when other pressures come in, and right now there's a lot of pressure in terms of touring and generating audiences and running costs and all of those things, then it can be the thing that slips a bit further down the agenda. And I suppose when I look at programming work, I see that, unless it's Birds of Paradise or Lunghas or a company like that that's wanting to tour. And then I'm always really interested to try and make that happen, because I think it's really important we keep it high in our own profile and our own consciousness, and then in turn our audience's consciousness. It would sort of be lovely to imagine a world that one day we don't need a Birds of Paradise, because, do you know what, we're all just working really inclusively. So yeah, that might be one kind of version of 25 years down the line. Not that I'm trying to write the company out of existence, but you know what I mean by that, that actually the change is just everyday and present. But I think as long as BOP keeps making great work and keeps being the critical friend, and I suppose particularly, you know, Robert's just got this kind of style about being a kind of lovable, kind of slightly awkward and friendly presence in a conversation, and all of those things are brilliant. So we just need more of that prodding and cajoling, but always with an eye on the work. Like, you know, we're here to change the world through the arts, so the work's got to be great, the work's got to be kind of pushing at boundaries.